In the 50s, it was a very small art world, and it was all connected. I mean, to the dance, the poetry, and the musicians. I became friends with Edwin Demby, a dance critic and a poet. We were seeing a lot of dance, and all the artists went to see Merce Cunningham, and in the beginning, Paul Taylor. So I started doing stuff with Paul, and it went on for 30 years. And Paul switched out of the avant-garde into like a postmodern style, and I was really postmodern too. So we had stuff in similar. That was the beginning of the dance, and the early pieces I did, the first one I did was Paul, with him just standing there, and he dictated the pose. I said, come on over, and he came over, and he sort of stood there, and it's like the Watteau, Guy, the same idea, you know. So he was always ahead of me in styling. The gesture's interest, it goes right into dance. Paul did a lot of art history in the early ones. You could see they come from different things. So it's a long tradition of gesture, and then you go into motion. And in general, a camera catches something, and it doesn't have real motion. You get real motion when you manipulate it, like Rubens gets motion. A lot of motion in the figures of Rubens. So that became one of the things I was interested in. The crops come from TV and movies, and the crops have to do with aggressive projection of an image. And the TV and the movies were doing new shots because they could take a 12-inch screen and force you to look at it. With the crops, I could compete. I could make one hold up to a de Kooning or a Klein. It'll come off the wall with that much energy, and that's what I wanted to do. When you see a dance, actually, the figure is 1.5 inches high. You're in the audience. And if the dance is very good, it becomes life-size. With the cropping, it gives you more of the feeling of a performance than a picture of people 1 inch high. The dancer and I take a lot of photos, and the hard part of it is what do I do with the photos? I lay them on the floor and I look at them, and then I start to assemble them and crop them and put them together. In the early painting, the Red Smile, I was doing a crop of Ada, and the background was gray, and with the gray it was kind of dull. It didn't give you the sensation I wanted, so I transposed the gray to red, and it was very successful. You do that, it remains with you. 40, 50 years later, I wanted something like that.